Shoftim, first reading, Abraham, Chesed. Judges and officers shall you make you in all your gates, which the Lord your God gives you, tribe by tribe, and they shall judge the people with righteous judgment. You shall not wrest judgment, you shall not respect persons, neither shall you take a gift, for a gift does blind the eyes of the wise, and pervert the words of the righteous. Justice, justice shall you follow, that you may live, and inherit the land which the Lord your God gives you. You shall not plant an Asherah of any kind of tree beside the altar of the Lord your God, which you shall make yourself. Neither shall you set you up a pillar which the Lord your God hates. You shall not sacrifice to the Lord your God an ox or a sheep which has a blemish, any evil thing, for that is an abomination to the Lord your God. If there is found among you, within any of your gates which the Lord your God gives you, man or woman, that does that which is evil in the sight of the Lord your God, in transgressing his covenant, and has gone and served other gods, and worshipped them, or the sun or the moon, or any of the host of heaven which I have commanded not, and it be told you, and you hear it, then shall you inquire diligently. And if it is indeed true, and the thing certain, that such abomination is committed in Israel, then shall you bring forth that man or that woman who has done this evil thing to your gates, and you shall stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is to be put to death die. At the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death. The hand of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. So you shall put away the evil from amongst you. If there arise a matter too hard for you in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, even matters of controversy within your gates, then shall you arise and go to the place which the Lord your God shall choose. And you shall come to the priests, the Levites, and to the judge that shall be in those days, and you shall inquire, and they shall declare to you the sentence of judgment. And you shall do according to the tenor of the sentence, which they shall declare to you from that place which the Lord shall choose. And you shall observe to do according to all that they shall teach you. According to the law which they shall teach you, and according to the judgment which they shall tell you, you shall do. You shall not turn aside from the sentence which they shall declare to you, neither to the right hand or to the left. And the man who acts presumptuously in not hearkening to the priest that stands to minister there before the Lord your God, or to the judge, that man shall die. And you shall put away the evil from Israel. And all the people shall hear and fear, and no longer act presumptuously. Shoftim, second reading, Isaac, Gevuah. When you come to the land which the Lord your God gives you, and shall possess it, and shall dwell in it, and shall say, I will set a king over me, like all the nations that are around me. You shall set over you a king whom the Lord your God shall choose. One from among your brethren shall you set king over you. You may not put a foreigner over you, who is not your brother. But he shall not multiply horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt to multiply horses. For the Lord has said to you, you shall not return that way again. Neither shall he multiply wives for himself, that his heart turn not away. Nor shall he greatly multiply silver and gold for himself. And it shall be when he sits upon the throne of his kingdom, that he shall write him a copy of this law in a book, out of the one which is before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read in it all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart is not lifted up above his brethren, and that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand or to the left, that he may prolong his days in his kingdom, he and his children to the end amongst Israel. Shoftim, third reading, Jacob, Tiferet. The priests, the Levites, all the tribe of Levi, shall have no portion or inheritance with Israel. They shall eat the offerings of the Lord made by fire, and his portion. And they shall have no inheritance among their brethren. The Lord is their inheritance, as he has spoken to them. And this shall be the priest's due from the people, from those that offer a sacrifice, whether it is ox or sheep. They shall give to the priest the shoulder and the 2 cheeks and the stomach, the first fruits of your corn, of your wine, and of your oil, and the first of the fleece of your sheep shall you give him. For the Lord your God has chosen him out of all your tribes to stand to minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons forever. Shoftim, fourth reading, Moses, Netzach. And if a Levite come from any of your gates out of all Israel, where he dwells, and come with all the desire of his soul to the place which the Lord shall choose, then he shall minister in the name of the Lord his God, as all his brethren the Levites do, who stand there before the Lord. They shall have equal portions to eat, beside that which is his due according to the fathers' houses. When you come into the land which the Lord your God gives you, you shall not learn to follow the abominations of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone that makes his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, one who practices witchcraft, a soothsayer, or an enchanter, or a sorcerer, or a charmer, or one that consults a ghost or a familiar spirit, or one who calls up the dead. For whoever does these things is an abomination to the Lord. And because of these abominations, the Lord your God is driving them out from before you. You shall be blameless before the Lord your God. Shoftim, fifth reading, Aaron, Hod. For these nations that you are to dispossess, listen to soothsayers and to diviners. But as for you, the Lord your God has not appointed you to do so. A prophet will the Lord your God raise up to you from amongst you, of your brethren, like me. To him you shall listen, according to all that you did desire of the Lord your God in Horeb in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of the Lord my God, nor let me see this great fire any more, that I not die. And the Lord said to me, They have said well that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like you, and I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak to them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whoever will not hearken to my words which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him. But the prophet that shall speak a word presumptuously in my name, which I have not commanded him to speak, or that shall speak in the name of other gods, that same prophet shall die. And if you say in your heart, How shall we know the word which the Lord has not spoken? When a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, if the thing does not happen, nor come to pass, that is the thing which the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. You shall not be afraid of him. When the Lord your God shall cut off the nations, whose land the Lord your God gives you, and you succeed them, and dwell in their cities and in their houses, you shall separate 3 cities for yourself in the midst of your land, which the Lord your God gives you to possess. You shall prepare roads for yourself, and divide the borders of your land, which the Lord your God causes you to inherit, into 3 parts, that every manslayer may flee there. And this is the case of the manslayer that shall flee there and live. Whoever kills his neighbor unawares and hated him not in time past, as when a man goes into the forest with his neighbor to cut wood, and his hand swings a stroke with the axe to cut down the tree, and the head slips from the handle, and lights upon his neighbor, that he die, he shall flee to one of these cities and live. Lest the avenger of blood pursue the manslayer, while his heart is hot, and overtake him, because the way is long, and kill him, though he was not deserving of death, since he did not hate him in time past. Therefore I command you, saying, you shall separate 3 cities for yourself, and if the Lord your God enlarge your border, as he has sworn to your fathers, and give you all the land which he promised to give to your fathers, if you shall keep this entire commandment to do it, which I command you this day, to love the Lord your God, and to walk always in his ways, then you shall add 3 cities more for you, besides these 3, that innocent blood not be shed in the midst of your land, which the Lord your God gives you for an inheritance, and so blood be upon you. But if any man hate his neighbor, and lie in wait for him, and rise up against him, and smite him mortally, that he die, and he flee into one of these cities, then the elders of his city shall send and bring him from there, and deliver him into the hand of the avenger of blood, that he may die. Your eye shall not pity him, but you shall put away the blood of the innocent from Israel, that it may go well with you. Shoftim, 6th reading, Joseph, Yesod. You shall not remove your neighbor's landmark, which they of old time have set, in your inheritance which you shall inherit, in the land that the Lord your God gives you to possess. 1 witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin that he commits. At the mouth of 2 witnesses, or at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall a matter be established. If an unrighteous witness rise up against any man to bear false witness against him, then both the men, between whom the controversy is, shall stand before the Lord, before the priests and the judges that shall be in those days. And the judges shall inquire diligently, and see if the witness be a false witness, and has testified falsely against his brother. Then shall you do to him as he had thought to do to his brother. So shall you put away the evil from amongst you. And those that remain shall hear and fear, and shall hereafter commit no more any such evil from amongst you. And your eye shall not pity. Life shall be for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. When you go forth to battle against your enemies and see horses and chariots and a people greater than you shall not be afraid of them, for the Lord your God is with you, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be, when you draw near to the battle, that the priest shall approach and speak to the people, and shall say to them, Hear, Israel, you draw near this day to battle against your enemies. Do not let your heart faint. Fear not, nor be alarmed or frightened because of them. For the Lord your God is he that goes with you, to fight for you against your enemies, to save you. And the officers shall speak to the people, saying, What man is there that has built a new house, and has not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. And what man is there that has planted a vineyard, and has not used its fruit? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man use the fruit thereof. And what man is there that has betrothed a wife, and has not taken her? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. And the officers shall speak further to the people, and they shall say, What man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return to his house, lest his brethren's heart melt as his heart. And it shall be, when the officers have made an end of speaking to the people, that captains of hosts shall be appointed at the head of the people. Shoftim, 7th reading, David, Malchut. When you draw near to a city to fight against it, then proclaim peace to it. And it shall be, if it accepts your offer of peace and opens to you, Then it shall be that all the people that are found therein shall become tributary unto you, and shall serve you. And if it will not make peace with you, but will make war against you, then you shall besiege it. And when the Lord your God delivers it into your hand, you shall smite every male with the edge of the sword. But the women and the little ones and the cattle and all that is in the city, all the spoil thereof, shall you take for a prey for yourself, and you shall eat the plunder of your enemies, which the Lord your God has given you. Thus shall you do to all the cities which are very far off from you, which are not of the cities of these nations, but of the cities of these peoples that the Lord your God gives you for an inheritance. You shall let nothing that breathes stay alive, but you shall utterly destroy them, the Hittite and the Amorite, the Canaanite and the Perizzite, the Hivite and the Jebusite, as the Lord your God has commanded you, that they teach you not to do according to all their abominations, which they have done to their gods, and so you sin against the Lord your God. When you shall besiege a city a long time, in making war against it to take it, you shall not destroy its trees by wielding an axe against them, for you may eat of them, but you shall not cut them down. For is the tree of the field man's food, that it should be besieged for you? Only the trees of which you know that are not trees for food, those you may destroy and cut down, that you may build siege works against the city that makes war with you until it falls. If anyone be found slain, lying in the field, in the land which the Lord your God gives you to possess, and it is not known who has killed him, then your elders and your judges shall come forth, and they shall measure the distance from the slain man to the surrounding cities. And it shall be that the city which is nearest to the slain man, that the elders of that city shall take a heifer of the herd, which has not been worked, and which has not pulled with the yoke. And the elders of that city shall bring down the heifer to a rough valley, which may neither be plowed nor sown, and shall break the heifer's neck there in the valley. And the priests, the sons of Levi, shall come near, for the Lord your God has chosen them to minister to him, and to bless in the name of the Lord. And according to their word shall every controversy and every stroke be. And all the elders of that city that is nearest to the slain man shall wash their hands over the heifer whose neck was broken in the valley. Shoftim, Maftir. And they shall speak and say, Our hands have not shed this blood, neither have our eyes seen it. Forgive, Lord, your people Israel, whom you have redeemed, and suffer not innocent blood to remain in the midst of your people Israel. And the blood shall be forgiven them. So shall you put away the innocent blood from amongst you, when you shall do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord. Haftarah of Shoftim, Isaiah 51:12 through 52:12. I, even I, am he who comforts you. Who are you that you are afraid of mortal man, and of the sons of men that shall be made as grass? That you have forgotten the Lord your Maker, that stretched forth the heavens, and laid the foundations of the earth, and fear continually all day because of the fury of the oppressor, who is bent on destruction. And where is the fury of the oppressor? He that is bent down shall speedily be set free, and he shall not die in their dungeon, nor will they lack bread. For I am the Lord your God, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. And I have put my words in your mouth, and have covered you in the shadow of my hand, that I may plant the heavens, and lay the foundations of the earth, and say to Zion, You are my people. Awake, awake, rise up, Jerusalem, you who have drunk at the hand of the Lord the cup of his fury, you who have drunk the beaker, even the cup of staggering, and drained it. There was none to guide her among all the sons whom she has brought forth, nor was there anyone to take her by the hand of all the sons that she has brought up. These two things have come to you. Who shall console you? Desolation and destruction, the famine and the sword. How shall I comfort you? Your sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets, as an antelope in a net. They are full of the fury of the Lord, the rebuke of your God. Therefore hear now this, you afflicted and drunken, but not with wine. Thus says your Lord, the Lord and your God, who pleads the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of your hand the cup of trembling, the beaker, the cup of my fury. You shall no more drink it again. And I will put it into the hand of those that afflict you, who have said to your soul, bow down that we may walk over you. And you have laid your back as the ground, and as the street for those who walk over. Awake, awake, put on your strength, Zion. Put on your beautiful garments, Jerusalem, the holy city. For from here on they shall no more come into you, the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake yourself from the dust. Arise and sit down, Jerusalem. Loose yourself from the bands of your neck, captive daughter of Zion. For thus says the Lord, you were sold for nothing, and you shall be redeemed without money. For thus says the Lord God, my people went down at first into Egypt to dwell there, and the Assyrian oppressed them without cause. Now therefore what have I here, says the Lord, seeing that my people are taken away for nothing? Those that rule over them do howl, says the Lord, and my name is continually blasphemed all the day. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore they shall know in that day that I am he who spoke. Behold, here I am. How beautiful upon the mountains are the feet of the messenger of good tidings that announce peace, the harbinger of good tidings that announce salvation, that say to Zion, your God reigns. Hark, you watchmen! They lift up their voices, and together do they sing. For they shall see eye to eye, the Lord returning to Zion. Break forth into joy. Sing together, you waste places of Jerusalem. For the Lord has comforted his people. He has redeemed Jerusalem. The Lord has made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our God. Depart, depart, go out from there. Touch no unclean thing. Go out from the midst of her. Be clean, you who bear the vessels of the Lord. For you shall not go out in haste, nor shall you go by flight, for the Lord will go before you, and the God of Israel will be your rear guard.